Welcome to Dear Fans. Breakups in the WNBA. Now that's not something you see every day, but when Nalyssa Smith and Dijonai Carrington stopped following each other on social media, fans immediately noticed, and the internet went wild. What happened between them? This breakup has left fans divided, with cryptic tweets, subtle shade, and rumors flying everywhere, but one thing is for sure: someone is regretting it big time. Relationships in the WNBA have always been a hot topic, but when two high-profile players like Nalyssa Smith and Dijonai Carrington go from being inseparable to complete strangers, the internet starts buzzing. At first, people thought it was just another social media hiccup, maybe an argument, a misunderstanding, but when both of them suddenly unfollowed each other on Instagram and started posting cryptic messages, it became clear that something big had gone down. Fans immediately took notice, and speculations spread like wildfire. Were they just having a rough patch, or was this the end for good? Was Nalyssa at fault, or did Dijonai pull the plug? More importantly, did one of them regret it already? And trust me, if there's one thing we know about celebrity breakups, it's that social media always tells the real story. At first, people thought it was just a rumor. Fans have seen WNBA couples break up and make up before, and since both of them play for the same team, it seemed too crazy to believe that they would actually call it quits. But the unfollow wasn't just a random click, it was the first clue that this breakup was real. Then came the cryptic posts. Nalyssa tweeted, "Nothing changes if nothing changes." A simple sentence, right? But if you read between the lines, it sounded like a message that she was ready to move on, or worse, that she wanted Dijonai to change. And it never happened. Dijonai wasn't silent either. Shortly after, she reposted a quote saying, "I like when things are just for me. I love that actually." Now, what does that sound like? A subtle shade at a relationship that might have been too public? Or was she implying that Nalyssa wasn't just hers anymore? And just like that, the breakup theories exploded. People started digging into their recent interactions, trying to see if there had been warning signs. And guess what? There were plenty. First off, fans noticed that DNI had been posting a lot with Natasha Cloud, way more than usual. Normally, this wouldn't be suspicious. WNBA players hang out all the time, but given the timing, it raised eyebrows. Was Natasha just a friend, or was there something more going on? And then there was the Miami trip. Both Nalyssa and I were in Miami, but not together. Instead, Dijonai was out living her best life, posting stories, smiling, looking completely unbothered. Meanwhile, Nalyssa was quiet, barely posting, and when she did, it was nothing but workout videos and motivational quotes. Come on now, that's classic breakup behavior. But then things took an even bigger turn. A few days after the breakup rumors started, someone on Twitter posted, "DJ and I did all that just to be on the same team, and now they ain't even together. Ain't that crazy?" And that tweet went viral. If you don't know what they meant, let's take it back for a second. Just a few weeks before Nalyssa and Dijonai pulled off what some called the biggest heist in WNBA history, they both landed on the same team. It seemed like a dream come true. They had talked about playing together for months, and now it was happening. But barely a month later, they split up. People started connecting the dots, and the biggest theory: Dee only wanted to play with Nalyssa, not actually be with her. And once she got what she wanted, she dipped. Sounds wild, right? But think about it. If they were truly in love, would they really break up right after making their dream come true? Or was something bigger going on? Now, let's talk about the rumors surrounding Nalyssa. Some fans believe that Nalyssa cheated, which would explain why Dijonai cut ties so quickly. There's no concrete proof, but people started pulling receipts showing how to suddenly switched up her behavior before the breakup. She would comment on all of Melyssa's posts, hype her up, and post her every chance she got, but now silence. And then there was the biggest clue of all, a screenshot from Dijonai's close friend where she said, "Sometimes you got to let people go when they show you who they really are." Now, let's be clear, this is all speculation. Neither Dijonai nor Nalyssa has come out and said what really happened, but based on how fast everything changed, it's safe to say that something serious went down. The real question is, who is hurting the most? At first, it seemed like Dijonai was completely over it. She was out hanging with friends and looking happier than ever. Meanwhile, Nalyssa was on silent mode, staying away from the drama. But then things flipped. A few days later, Dijonai posted a song lyric that had fans talking. She wrote, "I gave my all, and it still wasn't enough." Wait a minute. That's not something you post if you're totally fine. That's something you post when you're feeling played. And just like that, people started wondering, was DJ the one who got hurt? Because let's be real, if you're truly over someone, you don't need to post about it. Meanwhile, Nalyssa stayed silent, which only made things worse. When someone's too quiet after a breakup, that usually means one of two things: one, they're plotting a comeback, waiting to drop the next bomb; two, they're regretting everything and don't know what to say. And based on what we've seen, it's probably the second one, because here's the thing: DJ is thriving, getting all the attention and looking unbothered, but Nalyssa, she's missing from the spotlight. And let's not forget, they still have to play together now. This is where things get even crazier. Imagine walking into practice and seeing your ex every day. Imagine having to pass them the ball, all celebrate with them, pretend like nothing happened. That's exactly what Nalyssa and Di have to do now. And you already know the first game after a breakup is always the most awkward. Are they going to act professional and keep it cool? Or will the tension be so obvious that fans will instantly notice? Because, let's be real, if Jai starts ignoring Nalyssa on the court, or if Nalyssa refuses to hype Di up, people will see right through it. And if one of them starts playing worse, you already know the internet will blame the breakup. Now that the breakup is confirmed, the biggest question on everyone's mind is what happens next. Because let's be honest, breakups are one thing, but breaking up while still being on the same team, that's next level awkward, and you already know that. The first game after a breakup is when the real tea spills. Will they keep it professional and act like nothing happened, or will the tension be impossible to hide? And let's not forget, the fans are watching from the moment Nalyssa and Di and I step on the court together. People are going to be analyzing every single interaction. Did they make eye contact? Did they high-five after play? Did Dijonai pass to Nalyssa? Or did she ignore her? These might sound like small things, but in sports culture, we all know how it goes when two players don't vibe. You can see it instantly, and with all the social media drama leading up to this, there's no way they can hide it forever. So, let's break it down. How did the first game go after the breakup? Well, from the very first minute, fans could feel the tension. Dijonai walked in smiling, acting unbothered, talking to her teammates like it was just another day. Meanwhile, Nalyssa looked focused, almost too focused, like she was trying not to think about it. Now, the pre-game warm-up is usually where you can tell how players are feeling, and guess what, they didn't interact at all. I'm talking no conversation, no smiles, no small talk. And then came the real test, the game itself. Now this is where it gets interesting, because Dijonai is known for her high energy, always being vocal on the court, always hyped up, and usually Nalyssa is right there with her, matching her energy. But not this time. This time DJ, I was playing like nothing had happened, but Nalyssa, she was off. Her body language was different, her focus was there, but something felt off. She still played hard, but you could tell she wasn't as aggressive as usual. And the biggest moment of the night, when DJ Di made a big play, a steal, and a fast break layup. She turned to hype up her teammates. Normally Nalyssa would be the first to celebrate with her, but this time she didn't even look her way. Now some fans try to downplay it, saying maybe Nalyssa was just locked in, but come on, if this was before the breakup, they'd be celebrating together. So, if that wasn't proof enough that things were different, there was one final moment that sealed it. The game was close in the final minutes, and they needed a big play. Jai had the ball and could have passed to Nalyssa, who was open, but guess what? She didn't. Instead, she took the shot herself. Now, was it a bad shot number? But was it a moment where she usually would have trusted Nalyssa? Absolutely. And that's when the commentators started talking. One of them straight up said you got to wonder if the off-court drama is affecting their chemistry. Boom. Now it was official. The breakup wasn't just personal, it was affecting the game. So, what happens now? Because let's be real, this isn't sustainable. You can't have two players ignoring each other on the court and expect the team to function normally. So now there are three possible outcomes. One, they work it out and go back to being teammates. Maybe they talk it out, realize they still need to win games together, and at least get back to being professional. They don't need to be best friends, but if they can at least coexist, then maybe, just maybe, this whole situation blows over. But let's be honest, that's the least dramatic option. Two, one of them request a trade. Now this is where things could get really interesting, because if things get worse, one of them might just say I'm out, and if that happens, it raises an even bigger question. Who would be the first to leave? Would Joni, since she's the one who seems completely over it, or would it be Nalyssa, since she's the one who looks affected the most? Either way, if one of them forces a trade, it'll be all over the headlines, and fans are already speculating, because let's be real, nobody's playing their best basketball when they're dealing with drama like this. Three, they get back together. Now I know what you're thinking. Is that even possible? Well, never say never, because let's be real, if they still have chemistry on the court, that means there's still something there. And remember, some of the most dramatic breakups in sports end with a reunion. Maybe they just needed space. Maybe one of them realizes they made a mistake, or maybe, and this is the wildest theory, this was all a stunt to get people talking. Think about it, their names have never been this viral before. Could they have planned this whole thing just to Get the media buzzing now. That might sound crazy, but trust me, stranger things have happened because, let's be honest, we've seen athletes pull PR stunts before, and the way this whole thing blew up overnight, it's almost too perfect. So what do y'all think? Was this a real breakup, or was this just a way to make headlines? And more importantly, who's regretting it more? Because from what we've seen, it's not D, and I at least not yet. But if Nalyssa starts balling out, getting attention from other teams, and maybe even getting close to someone new, then trust me, the regret will hit fast because, let's be real, nobody wants to see their ex winning without them. And if there's one thing we know about breakups in the sports world, it's that they never stay quiet for long. So let's see what happens next, because if history has taught us anything, this isn't over yet. Now it's just a waiting game to see how this plays out. Will one of them request a trade? Will they make up and keep it professional, or will this turn into the biggest WNBA drama of the year? Either way, one thing is clear: Nalyssa might just be feeling that regret already. So what's next? Are they going to stay teammates and pretend nothing happened, or will one of them eventually ask for a trade? Because one thing is for sure, this drama is far from over, and the real question is who will regret it more. Who? This breakup is wild, and it's only getting messier. Do you think Misa regrets it, or is DJ already moving on? Let me know your thoughts in the comments if you love WNBA drama and don't want to miss the next twist in this breakup. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you're curious about more WNBA drama, check out our latest video right here. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Like this video and subscribe this channel. Thank you.